Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, everyone. Ramadan Mubarak for those of you guys who will be fasting for the next 30 days or at least for the month of Ramadan. I hope you guys have a productive and successful Ramadan. As always, we will begin with a portfolio update. Currently, my portfolio is around $41,000. It actually feels really good to be above and higher than $40,000. Mentally, that's a big number that we want to cross in our journey. So one day you guys can see I'm up around 1% or $443. We take a look at 1 week, I'm up around 1%, and if we go for 1 month, I'm up around 3%, or in other words, $1,100. And if we take a look for 3 months, I'm up around 17%. If we take a look for the last 12 months, I'm down around 11% or almost 12%. Take a look at our all-time chart. For the all-time chart, I'm up around almost 15.6 or almost 16%. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who are not showing you guys their all-time chart. And if they're not doing that, you shouldn't follow them because there's no way for you to hold them accountable. I'm not a person who only talk about investing. I actually do it. And that's why I show you guys even when I'm up and even when I'm down. It's all about being transparent and clear with you guys. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. So if you look at it for the last 3 months, I'm up around 17%. So the S&P 500 year to date, or which is around 3 months, is showing you it's only up around 3%. And in comparison to my portfolio for the last 3 months, I'm up around 17%. But does that mean anything? Not really, because my goal is not to beat the S&P 500. So let's look at it for the last 12 months. For the last 12 months, I'm down around almost 12%. And let's see the S&P 500. For the last 12 months, it's actually down more than 12%. Technically, I am doing better than the market, but that's not my goal. My goal is not to beat the market, because if I wanted to beat the market, I would invest in a growth fund or in my private portfolio, which I don't share. I have an account with TD Ameritrade. For the most part, on average, I am beating the market, but I do have different companies there such as AMD, Nvidia. I had Facebook back in the day, like some of those growth companies out. That portfolio, for the most part, beat the S&P 500. It says here the S&P 500 is up by 50%. I think I'm doing way better than the 50% the S&P 500 is producing in the last 5 years. My goal is not to beat the market. My goal is to generate income. My dividend tracking sheet. This is one of my goals, is to increase my monthly income month after month. You can see I'm making $100, $117, $139, and $106. This is why I invest, to have a cash flow coming in month after. Yes, I care about my portfolio value increasing, but I actually care more about my dividend income increasing month after month. So this portfolio is a mixture of both, mostly dividend, and I do have some growth companies in the bottom such as Snowflake, CrowdStrike, Airbnb, Adobe, and so on. Some of my other holdings that I have right now, such as Dividend, Micron, or Garmin, Johnson & Johnson. Guys, if you guys made it this far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we make one of these videos at least once a month to track how my portfolio is doing. For the all-time chart, I'm up almost 16% or $5,500. And this is without the dividends. If I were to put the dividend in here, it would actually be a lot higher. I want to quickly talk about the banks real quick. As we all know what happened to Credit Suisse and Silicon Valley Bank, they pretty much had a bank run where everybody ran and took out the money, and would cause the banks to collapse or go into bankruptcy. So even though the banks throughout the world are in a turmoil or in the last few weeks, I still think that they're going to be fine. They're going to get bailed out. And no matter what, they're going to do well. Which is the crazy part, is that people from the Fed said that if you're a small bank, you pretty much are not going to get bailed out. But if you're a big bank, if you're too big to fail, they will save you. So which is kind of concerning, because the small players have a higher risk, and now no one wants to keep money in the smaller bank because they're just going to run, take it out, and just put it into their big banks such as like Chase. I'm talking about the smaller local community banks who might struggle even more due to this crisis. Is 2008 going to repeat? I highly doubt it. I don't think it's going to happen, because the banks are a lot more prepared. So we shouldn't be concerned. And if we see these kind of opportunities, we should go and buy into it. Again, as a Muslim investor, we don't really invest into banks because they're highly leveraged or have a lot of debt. It becomes a big risky for the shareholders. And we don't touch that because banks are mostly deal with interest. So next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the Fed announces a 9th rate interest rate hike of 25 basis points, which was expected. A lot of people were saying that they might not increase the interest, but I think this is where the Fed did a very good job. They continue to increase interest rate because at the end of the day, their goal is to bring down the inflation. The year-over-year inflation rate has low to 6%, but it's still way far from the 2% they are preferred rate that they're looking for. So I think the Fed made a good move to continue to fight inflation and not giving up. This 25% basis point is more like a symbolic raise. It really doesn't increase it much. It sends the federal fund rate to around 4.75 to 5%. Pretty much this is the rate where banks and people can borrow money at this rate. So if they're borrowing at 5%, they're going to charge you to the individuals at around 2% higher than this number. Once again, I think that the Fed is doing a good job in increasing the interest rate, even though as Muslims we try to stay away from it as much as possible. So again, I'm going to take you guys to my Robinhood portfolio and show you guys some of my holdings. And here it is. So we have AMD, Nvidia, Texas Instrument, Contour Brand, Microsoft. And if you look closely over time, slowly but surely, all these companies, I'm buying more into it. If you look at my previous videos, I might have had less shares. I didn't have almost 7 shares. I had less than that. Slowly, whenever I get a chance, I buy into these companies because these are solid companies that I think that will do well in the long run. So again, let's show you guys some of my history. We're going to take you guys count type. Okay, let's look at orders. And you can see that every few days I'm buying, like let's go back to March. We can see I'm buying marine products, $100, Illinois shipping, $25, Devon Energy, $50, Garmain, $21, Snowflake, $20, VF, $20. This is all in March. VF, $27, Tapestry, $25, Dogecoin, again, more Devon, Salesforce. You can literally see that I'm buying in companies every single day or every other day to increase my portfolio size because once we're back in the bull market, it's going to fly. As always, guys, if you guys made it this far, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys. Bye, everyone. See you guys next time.